Welcome back. This is fifth video in this C programming tutorial series. In this video, we will be discussing on four types of storage classes that are supported in C programming with example for each type. So what is a storage class? A storage class is nothing but a single keyword that represents or denotes or sets rules for a variable that from where this variable can be accessed and from within where this variable can be limited and uh, after which line the variable will be destroyed by the compiler. So these are the things denoted by the single keyword that is called storage class. To make it simple, it describes features of a variable, which means scope, visibility, and lifetime. So we have four such kind of storage classes supported in C: auto, static variable, extern, and register. So we will discuss each category one by one with an example. So what is mean by auto storage class? Whenever a variable is declared or initialized, like int a equal to 10, mentioned here, it will be by default denoted as auto variable by the compiler. For example, when there is a static variable or external variable or register variable, it must be mentioned that static int a, external int a b, register int c, like that. But for auto storage class, that keyword auto is not necessary. By default, int a equal to 10 will be considered as auto variable by the compiler. So what do you mean by auto variable? Whenever a variable declared within a block, for example, let's take this code, int a is declared here inside this block. So it will be considered as a local variable and it can be accessed only from inside this block. So that is why a equal to a plus 1 will work here. But when the control comes out of this braces, this integer a will be deleted. So whenever a local variable is created or an auto variable is created, when the compiler comes inside, the variable will be created. Once all the code inside that block will be executed, immediately after that execution is over, once the compiler comes out of that braces like here, this variable will be destroyed. So when the compiler comes here, a equal to a minus 1, it will feel that there is no variable like a, but it is given a equal to a minus 1, so it will be error. So this is called auto storage class. Any variable declared inside a block that can be accessed only from within the block alone, cannot be accessed outside the block, and it will be destroyed after the control completes its execution of that entire block. So we will have a code example. So let us consider this main function. I am going to declare a variable called int a equal to 10. Okay. So this variable a can be accessed anywhere inside this block, but this variable a cannot be accessed from here, which means for this function variable a is unreachable, which means this is an auto variable, a local variable. This is the block where the a is created, so it can be accessed only within this block alone, and once the control comes out, this variable will be deleted. If 1 a equal to a plus plus a plus 1. Okay, so this code will work because a is inside this block and if is also present inside the same block. So value variable a can be accessed from within this block. So parent of if statement is main function and parent of int a equal to 10 is main function, so both have same parent, they can be accessible. But when I create a variable here and I try to access this variable here, you can see error comes. I can show you the error. A is undeclared and first used in this function, which means compiler comes here and comes inside this if statement. It creates a variable a equal to 10, and there is no statement after that. Once the braces closes, any variables created inside this braces will be deleted. So after coming out of this brace, a will be deleted. So that is why compiler is telling that a is undeclared and there is no variable called a. So this is first using this function. So in case if you want to use this variable a, you have to declare here. This is the meaning of local variable. So when a variable is created without any keyword like static extend register, it will be automatically called as auto variable. So local variable it can be accessed only inside the block where it is created. And also it is not that you should not give auto keyword. Auto keyword can be given, but when auto keyword is present or not present, both gives same meaning. Okay, so this is first type of storage class, auto variable. So I think you can understand this example now. A is created from inside this if statement. It is trying to access A here. It will work because A is it is present in same block. And when we try to access A from outside this if statement, it cannot be reached. It will not work because once the control comes out of this if statement, A will be deleted, destroyed. So A will not be reachable. So that is what we have shown as example in our code. The second one, register storage class. So register storage class is nothing but a register variable tries to store a variable from a program. For example, let's make it like this. A register variable tries to store a variable in a register instead of RAM. Usually, a variable will be every variable will be stored in random access memory. So, in sometimes when we feel this variable can be beneficial when it can be accessed very faster, in that cases we can try to store that variable in a register. So there is a memory, physical memory called as register in every motherboard, in every computer architecture, which is very faster than random access memory but very smaller than random access memory when compared. So we can store a variable inside a register instead of random access memory. So those kind of variables are called as register variables. But the way to store a register variable is giving a register keyword before data type in the syntax. So register int a is the syntax given in C program. So when we give when we declare a variable using register int a, it means that the compiler will create and save the variable a in a register. Okay, so this is the meaning. And whenever a variable is stored in a memory, that memory will have an address. But register will not have any address. It will be having directly a name called R1, R2 like that. So any variable that is stored inside the register will not have memory. So a register variable cannot be stored by using scanf because whenever you use scanf, we will use ampersand variable name. So it cannot be used as a scanf. So I will show you how to use a register variable. Okay. Now register int a. Okay. Now I will try to use it in scanf. So it is an integer, so percentage d ampersand a. Now when we try to run this code, we will get an error. So what is the error? Address of a register variable a is requested, which means the code is requesting the compiler to give the address of register variable where a register variable will not have any address. Instead of that, it will have a name R1, R2, R3. So that cannot be accessible. So trying to access a register variable with the help of ampersand symbol will not be possible. So which means we cannot use directly scanf here. Instead of that, for example, b equal to 10. So we have another variable. Okay. I will declare this register int as a pointer variable. So pointer variable is nothing but another variable, another special kind of variable that can store address of another variable. Now I will have a variable and I will take the address of this variable b and store it in a. So registers can be used to store address of another variable, and hence it can access at a faster rate. A equal to ampersand b star a. Now we will try to run this code. So it has successfully compiled without any error. When we run this code, the value given to b will be displayed here because b is assigned with value 10. The address of b is assigned to a, which is a pointer variable, and that pointer variable resides in a register memory. So we cannot access register memory with the help of address, but it has a direct value, and we have mentioned that this value is a pointer. A value is a pointer. So star a will tell the compiler to go to the address that is present in a. So a will have an address, a will hold the address, go to that address, take the value present in that address and print the value. So that is how we got 10 here. Okay. So this is called register integer, the second type of storage class in C. So two storage classes over. The third one. This is an important keyword, static, among all the four, and in interview most frequently asked questions it is. So what is a static variable? For example, I will show an example and then we will come back to the slide so that you can understand better. So we have a function named void add. So function is nothing but a set of statements enclosed inside a block, and that block will be given a name. So whenever that concept is needed, that code is needed, we will call that function with the help of that name. So once it is called, that block will be executed. So this is called as function. So we have a function here, and the function declaration, definition, everything will be discussed in function video. So this is just a simple introduction of function. So when I call add here, compiler will start execution from main, comes inside this block. So there is a keyword named add here. So it will search for a function named add. It is present here. So it will execute any code that is present inside this block. So this is the concept, right? Now 10. So there is a variable named int I equal to 10. When I call this add function, the compiler will come here, create a variable named I and store a value 10 inside that variable I. Once the execution is over, when the compiler comes out of this block, this integer I variable will be deleted. So this is the rule for normal variable. Okay, but for static variable, when it is static, okay, when I call for the first time, it will create a memory named I and store the value 10 here. But once it comes out of this block, this variable int I will not be deleted. Instead of that, it will be deleted only after the entire program completes its execution and comes out. But for a normal variable, it will be deleted immediately after that block closes. But for a static variable, once it is created, it will not be deleted until the entire program completes its execution. Now we will go back to the definition, and again we will come back here for running this output. So I think now this definition will be easier to understand. A static variable once created will last until the program ends. So in our example, the value created inside a function will exist until the entire program completes its execution, and it will be initialized only once. Okay. So we will have an example now. To show the difference between a normal variable and a static variable, I am calling this add method 5 times. Okay. So int I equal to 10, printf percentage d slash n to make the next printf to next line I variable. Okay, so control start from here to execute. Add method will be called, I will be created, I will be printed, I value will be incremented by 1, so 10 will be incremented to 11, then it comes out of this block, so I will be deleted. So there will be no more I after execution of this method function. Second time add function is called, again I value will be created, some memories will be created, value 10 will be assigned to that variable, that variable 10 will be printed, then incremented to 11, then function closes, again I value will be deleted. Okay, so this will happen for every time whenever we call this function. Okay, so the output will be 10 will be printed 5 times in new line. So I have created this code to make you understand that each and every time when add is called, I will be created, printed, incremented, and then once the function execution is over, I will be deleted. So every time when we call the add method, I value will be newly created. So this is the output. So this is the reason why value 10 is printed 5 times. So whenever add method is created, I value will be created and 10 is printed. 10 will be incremented to 11. So once the execution completed, I value will be deleted. So that is why whenever add is called every time, I variable will be created newly. So this is for a normal variable. Okay. Now I'm going to create a static variable int j equal to 10. So same value for j also. I value is percentage d slash t. We will give a space. J value percentage d slash n comma j, and while incrementing I, we will increment j also. Okay. Now whenever I call add method, if this is the first time, I will be created and I value will be 10. Then if this is the first time, static method will be created as j equal to 10 and the value will be printed. Value I value 10, j value 10 will be printed. Coming to this line, I value incremented to 11 and j value incremented to 11. The trick lies exactly in this line. When the compiler completes all the 3 lines execution, while coming out of this block, I value will be deleted, j value will not be deleted. So when the j values will be deleted, only after the compiler completes the execution of return 0 and comes out of this block, the j value will be deleted. Until that, j value will be present in the memory. So when we call for the first time, I will be 10, j will be 10, I value will be printed, j value will be printed, I will be incremented to 11, j will be incremented to 11, I value will be deleted, but j value will not be deleted. So first function call executed successfully. Now when we call for the second time, so I told I will be created newly every time. So second time I will be created and value 10 will be assigned. But since it is a static variable, the compiler will check whether there is already a static variable named j. So there is already a static variable named j because this is the second time calling. So it was created while this function is called first. So this second time, so int j is already there and the value 11 is already there because first time we'll call it is created 10, value printed and incremented to 11. So now during second time calling, j value is already there and it holds the value 11. So this initialization will be ignored. So this will be executed only for the first time. From then onwards, this line will be ignored. It will not be created. So value I will be printed as 10 and j will be printed as 11. Then I incremented to 11, j will incremented to 12. The third time when we call add, I will be created 10. So j is already there, value 12. I value 10, j value 12 will be printed. and I value will be incremented to 11, j value will be incremented to 13. So the fourth time I value 10, j value 14, and fifth time I value 10, j value 15. So this is the difference between I variable and j variable. I mean normal auto variable and a static integer variable, static variable. So a normal variable will be destroyed after the block is closed. I mean after the block is completed its execution. But a static variable once created, it will not be deleted. It will remain in memory until the entire program completes its execution. So we will see the output and make sure whether the concept explained was right. So I think you can see the difference. So first time when called I value is 10, I value is printed, I value incremented. And after this execution is over, I value will be deleted. So that is why every time I value is newly created with 10 and 10 value is printed. But in J, consider in J is a static variable. So first time it is created, value 10 is printed, incremented to 11. So second time when add is called, since it is a static variable, it is already there, so it will not be created again. So already existing value will be used 11. Then incremented to 12, 12 will be printed, 13, 13 will be printed, 14, 14 will be printed. So I hope the difference between a normal variable and static variable is clear now. So I will just read the definition once again. A static variable once created, it will last until the entire program ends, even if the variable is declared inside a local block. Even if it is declared inside any if statement or switch statement, it will be present in memory until the entire code completes its execution, and it will be initialized only once. So when it is given inside a for loop, whenever the initialization line comes, only first time it will be initialized, and from then onwards that initialization line will be ignored, right? So this is the pictorial representation of what we have seen in our code. For a normal variable, for a non-static variable, calling high for the first time, I value will be created, sorry, a value will be created. I have given as I value is created, value 10 is entered, printing value 10, incrementing to 11, destroying the value. Second time calling high, I value is created, I value entered with value 10, printing value 10, incrementing to 11, and then destroying. So this same thing happened for the third time also. And coming to static variable, first time high is called I value will be created, I value will be entered with value 10, value will be printed, incrementing to 11, and it won't be destroyed. So this is the point where a static variable differs from a normal variable, whereas where a normal variable will be destroyed at the fifth point, and a static variable will not be destroyed. Calling high for the second time, so this is high second time. Okay, calling high for the first time or a static variable, value I will be created, value 10 will be entered in I, value will be printed, incremented, and it won't be destroyed. Calling for the second time, creating I will not be executed, and entering value 10 will not be executed. So that is why, to show the difference between the lines will be executed and will not be executed, I have just given red color shading for the first 2 points. So these 2 points will not be executed. Printing the value already that is already present in I will be printed, incremented to 12, and won't be destroyed. Calling high for the third time, value 12 is already present, it will be printed and incremented to 13. So this is how a static variable behaves when continuously called by using function. So once it is created, it will be remained in a memory until the entire program completes its execution. So from this, static variable is over. Now the last part of storage class, external variable. External variable is nothing but a global variable will be present in a file that is existing in same folder. For example, we have a file named a.c and b.c, both present in same folder. A global variable named age is present in B. When we want to access this global variable B that is present in global variable age that is present in b.c from a, we can use extern keyword. So extern keyword is used to access a global variable that is present in another C program that exists in a same folder where this file exists. Okay, that the same thing explained here. Extern is used to reference a global variable, either the variable is present in same file or even in a different file within same project, which means a same folder or a same project. It can be only referred and cannot be initialized. So we will have a code example for this. See, uh, int I equal to 10. This is a local variable, but int j equal to 20 is a global variable. Int I will be accessed, can be accessed only from inside this block, whereas int j can be accessed by main function, accessed inside this main function, or accessed inside add function, anywhere inside this class. So this is global variable. Okay, so we have a global variable named age. We delete this. Now what I'm going to do is I'll create a new C programming file where an empty function. Just to make sure this is a C programming file, I have created an empty function. Okay, b.c is the file name. Okay, there is a global variable named int age equal to 100 in b.c file. Okay, I need to access this variable, global variable present in b.c from this file, storage class file. So make sure that there is no main function in this file, because whenever there is a multiple C programming file in a single project, we must have main function in any one of the files, because the starting point of program must be single one. So make sure you don't have main function here and you have one main function in any one of the file. So the global variable in the alternate file, if we have a main function in this file, global variable will be here, or if we need to have main function here, place the global variable in the alternate file. So we have global variable in b.c, and we are going to, we will be trying to access global variable age from storage class. So see how to access that storage class, how to access that global variable. Extern keyword int age. So I have just declared and I have not assigned any value, so note this point. But when I try to print a variable named age, so I don't assign any value here. See, like this, I don't assign any value, so age is just declared, and I am trying to print the value age. So when I get the output as so before that we need to do one thing. We need to create a project. So I think we have mentioned this code. Both must be present in same project. So we have to create a console application, C project. So that will be created in desktop, right? So this is the main file. So we will just close this file. So what I'm going to do now is just going to add this b.c file to this project. Now the main file and b.c file present inside the same project. Okay, now what we can do now is, so main.c. Now we have a global variable in b.c file. I'm going to access that global variable from main class. Okay, extern int age. So you have to note this point that I have not given any value for age like this. Okay, so I have just declared the value age and printed. When I try to compile this code, okay, and run, if I get the value 100, so what does this output mean to us? I have not declared any value for age, but when I try to print age, I am getting 100. So where this 100 comes from? This 100 actually comes from here, because the keyword mentioned before that int data type keyword extern means, I mean, the keyword extern denotes the compiler that there is an external, there is an external file named b.c, and that file has a global variable named age. So go to that file and access that value age and print here. So this is what we mean to the compiler by the word extern. So again, extern keyword is used to access a global variable that is present in another file within same project. Okay, so I think this code is easy to understand. So with this output code, we have come to the end of this session. That is, we have discussed four type of storage classes that mentions the lifetime of a variable, scope and visibility of a variable. That means from where the variable can be accessed and from where the variable will not be accessed or will be out of reach, and from where the variable will be destroyed. So these are the things we have discussed with the help of storage classes. Four type of storage classes: auto variable, static variable, external variable, and register variable, with the examples for each. So in case of you have any uh, comments or any clarifications, you can leave comment below. Thanks for watching. Keep supporting us.